Please, Kale, don't make me go back.
You are an operative of the Veth Directorate, not a child begging for a sleepover.
They're not just data. They saved me a plate.
The Veth Directorate had embedded Operative 7 as a foreign exchange student in a human family. His mission: study human social cohesion from the inside. 3 months was all they needed. On a gray October afternoon, Sarah Lynn opened her front door to a slate gray boy with a duffel bag and a rehearsed smile.
You must be Lucas. Come in, you are letting the cold in.
Recalibrate voice module. Human, warm, smile protocol engaged.
That first night, they pulled out an extra chair without being asked. He logged his first report at 2 a.m., his fingers steady, his mind clouded by the smell of baked chicken. Morning light spilled across the kitchen. Sarah stood over the stove, humming. Lucas sat rigidly at the counter, analyzing the scent of pancakes.
How'd you sleep, Lucas? The room isn't too small, I hope.
The mattress met required support parameters. The ambient temperature was adequate. Thank you.
Well, that's good. You let me know if you need anything, okay?
Tom stumbled in, hair disheveled, kissing Sarah's cheek before reaching for the coffee pot.
Lucas, you play any sports? Jake's got a soccer game Saturday. You should come.
Invitation to communal physical activity. Functions as inclusion ritual. Logged.
Later, Emily shuffled in, headphones around her neck. She glanced at Lucas and nodded toward the front door.
Second report filed at 2300 hours. Subjects continue predictable care protocols. Data remains within expected parameters, but the way Sarah smiled when I said, "Thank you," was not listed in the protocol brief.
By the fifth evening, Lucas could map the family's dinner routine. But tonight, the rhythm skipped.
The credit card bill came. Sarah, another $300 at the grocery? We can't keep bleeding cash.
I am feeding 5 people, Tom. What do you want me to do? Serve sawdust?
Vocal amplitude increased by 12%. Micro-expressions indicate genuine distress, not performance.
The table fell silent. Jake stared at his plate. Emily excused herself, mumbling about homework. Later, Lucas observed through the kitchen doorway. Tom held Sarah's hand, head bowed. They whispered,
I am sorry. I am just scared. But we'll figure it out, like always.
Hostile engagement resolved with tactile contact and shared silence. Protocol offers no explanation.
Emily and Jake's math session mirrored the pattern, bickering over equations, then a sudden high five when he solved it.
Third report draft. Subjects exhibit high conflict recovery rate. Cause unknown, but analysis feels insufficient.
The following week, Lucas navigated the crowded high school hallway, his hoodie pulled low. A hand slammed his locker.
Hostile proximity detected. Threat assessment. 14% probability of physical escalation.
A mocking voice cut through the chatter. What's up, skinny gray freak? You even from this planet?
Insult designed to isolate. Do not engage. Mission priority. Observe.
By evening, the school had called Sarah. She stood in the kitchen, phone pressed to her ear, her voice turning to steel.
I'll be there in 10 minutes. And you'd better have the principal in that meeting, or I'll find him myself.
An hour later, Tom sat in the principal's office, elbows on the desk, his voice low and dangerous.
My kid comes home with a bruise again, and this school will have a lot more than a meeting to deal with.
That night, the family gathered in the living room. Lucas sat stiffly on the couch as Sarah stood before him.
You are one of us. Now, anyone messes with you, we mess back. That's how this family works.
3 nights later, Lucas woke with a cough that scraped his throat raw. His alien immune system had no defense against human microbes.
Core temperature, 39.4 degrees. Cognitive function declining. This body is not rated for contagion.
Sarah's footsteps hurried up the stairs. The door opened before he could compose himself.
Lucas? Oh, sweetheart, you are shivering. I am right here.
No quarantine protocol. She's exposing herself. Reckless.
She wet a cloth, pressed it to his forehead, and held his hand. He had no frame of reference for this.
I've got you. Just sleep. I am not leaving.
In the Veth dormitory, no one would sit by a fevered operative. No one would hold their hand.
He dreamed of sterile white halls and Kale's disembodied voice. Operatives do not get sick. They get replaced. When he opened his eyes, dawn was breaking. Sarah was slumped in the chair, her hands still covering his. Her hands still covering his. His report that night was 2 sentences. He mentioned nothing of the fever.
Your last 3 reports were insufficient. Provide a full trait matrix within 48 hours.
A full matrix would include fear responses, cohesion scores, emotional leaks. Data the Directorate would weaponize.
In the dim bedroom, the screen's light painted his face. He typed a report that contradicted everything. The family was fractured, their warmth a decoy.
Subjects are less cohesive than initially observed. No threat detected. Recommend termination of active surveillance.
He sent the file and then sat motionless, the lie settling into his chest like a cold stone.
Lucas, I see your light on every night. Is everything okay?
Hoost. A video call with my old school. Time zones.
If you ever need to talk, I am a really good listener, and I am right next door.
She leaned against the doorframe, her sharp eyes missing nothing. Then she smiled, a sad, knowing smile, and left him alone with his guilt.
She knows something, but she chose silence. Why would a human do that?
The kitchen was chaos, streamers, a crooked cake with 12 candles, and Jake bouncing in his chair. Lucas hung back, not sure where to stand.
Everyone ready. I am wishing for a VR headset, so don't mess it up.
Jake blew out the candles. Amid the cheers, Sarah reached over and pulled Lucas into the center of the group.
You are part of this now, Lucas. Say cheese.
Part of this. The words don't compute, but the hand on my shoulder is doing something to my chest.
Tom cut the cake. The first slice went to Lucas, dense chocolate, homemade icing, a paper plate with a cartoon dinosaur.
You get first pick since you are the newest Lynn house rules.
No data point prepared me for dinosaur plate. No protocol covers this. Warmth.
That night, alone in his room, Lucas pressed his face into the pillow. The sound that escaped him was something between a laugh and a sob. No one in the Directorate had ever sung a song just for him. No one had ever slid a piece of cake across a table and called it a house rule. The communicator on his nightstand blinked with a priority override. Lucas's blood ran colder than the autumn night.
You will simulate a break-in, shatter a window, disrupt their sleep, record their terror. That is an order.
I can't. They'd be terrified. Sarah would try to fight. Jake would cry. The risk of exposure is too high. The subjects have unusual perceptiveness. It would compromise everything.
You forget yourself, Seven. Your emotions are a liability. Complete the objective or face consequences. Extraction is in 7 rotations. Finish the mission, or we will finish it for you.
The hologram vanished. Lucas killed the feed and pressed his palms against his eyes until he saw stars.
7 rotations. 1 week to become the person they think I am, or lose them forever.
At dinner, Lucas pushed a meatball around his plate. The kitchen clock seemed louder than the chatter.
Lucas, you've been a ghost all night. What's going on?
Just tired. The schoolwork here is different. I'll be fine.
Later, alone, he filed another false report. Generic metrics, fabricated observations. The countdown burned in his chest.
6 days left. Every keystroke a betrayal of both sides.
The next evening, he slipped out to the backyard. The string lights flickered. Sarah found him there, a mug of tea in each hand.
You've been carrying something heavy. I know that look. When I came to this country, I had no one. I was so scared, but people opened doors. Now I get to open doors.
What if you are not from a place like this? What if the place you came from doesn't want you to leave?
Then you find the ones who will fight for you. That's what family is.
She thinks I am a lost kid. She doesn't know how lost, but her words, they feel like permission.
He sat with her in the cooling evening. the weight of the directorate's cold calculations pressing against the fragile warmth of her words. 3 days left. Lucas sat on the edge of his bed, the communicator heavy in his hands. The house was silent, the family asleep.
I can't come back. I won't. They're more than data. They're family, and you can't have them.
You are in breach of directive. Extraction accelerated. Do not resist, 7.
He killed the feed and rushed to the window. Through the curtain, 2 slate-gray men in dark coats sat in a sedan, watching the house.
They're already here. I have to leave, now.
He grabbed a small pack, stuffing in the communicator, a hoodie, and the dinosaur plate from the cake, then eased open the back window. He dropped onto the lawn and sprinted for the tree line, his heart pounding against his ribs.
They'll track me, but if I stay, the family will be caught in the crossfire.
Behind him, the sedan's doors opened. Footsteps. He dove into the underbrush as searchlights swept the yard. The Veth Directorate had come for their operative, but Lucas was no longer theirs to take. Leaves exploded behind him. Dual flashlight beams sliced the dark, the agent's footsteps closing with machine precision.
They're triangulating. Use Veth Evasion Protocol 7. Break line of sight.
A sizzling blue stun bolt clipped his calf. The pain was white-hot liquid. He crashed through brush and tumbled into a shallow ravine.
My leg can't stop. Find cover.
He pressed himself into the cold metal, biting his knuckles to stifle a scream. Water trickled over his wound. Boots scraped the concrete overhead. The agents paused, their voices a low, guttural frequency. Then silence. He waited for an eternity, then another. When gray dawn leaked through the grate, he dragged himself out, caked in mud and blood.
I can't leave them in danger without knowing why. I have to go back. Tell them the truth.
He limped toward the familiar roofline, each step a betrayal of his training, each heartbeat a name from the family tree he wasn't born into. The back door awaited. He would knock, and everything would change. He didn't knock. His body crumpled against the back door, the thin holographic disguise sputtering like a dying bulb. The kitchen door swung open. Sarah, holding a trash bag, froze. Then she saw the gray hand, the skull paint bleeding through.
Oh my God. Tom, get out here, now.
Tom's footsteps thundered down the hall. He rounded the corner and stopped, staring at the boy who wasn't Lucas.
Is that Lucas? What the hell happened to him?
The hologram failed entirely, revealing slate-gray skin, angular bone structure, and the ritual white skull markings he'd hidden for months. Tom didn't hesitate. He scooped Lucas up like a wounded son, carrying him through the kitchen to the living room couch.
I don't care what he is. He's bleeding on our floor. Get the first aid kit and call an ambulance.
They laid him on the couch, his gray hand dangling. Sarah pressed a cloth to his leg wound, her jaw set. Lucas slipped into darkness, the sound of Sarah's voice, steady, unbroken, mixed with the distant wail of sirens. When Lucas opened his eyes, the living room was washed in mid-morning light. His leg was wrapped in clean bandages. The family was arranged around him in a silent half-circle.
Easy. You lost a lot of blood. Just rest.
They've seen my true skin, the skull paint, everything.
No one spoke. Emily's arms were crossed tight. Jake fidgeted, eyes wide.
I owe you the truth. I am not an exchange student. I am a spy. The Veth Directorate sent me to study your species from the inside.
He told them everything. The training, the observation protocols, the reports he'd fabricated to keep them safe.
This is how I contacted them. They're still out there.
You are an alien? That's so cool. But you lied to us.
Emily's hand rose to her mouth. No anger, just the quiet devastation of trust broken.
I am so sorry. I never wanted to hurt you. I wanted to stay. You are the first people who ever made me feel like I belonged.
The silence stretched, heavy as the atmosphere before a storm. Tom pushed up from his chair and began to pace, his fists clenching and unclenching.
So you were reporting on us the whole time? Every dinner, every argument that was data to you?
Dad, he was forced. He's just a kid who was used by his own people. Look at him.
Tom stopped. He looked at Lucas's bandaged leg, the gray skin, the skull paint, and something in his face cracked. Sarah wiped a tear from her cheek, then crossed the room and knelt before the couch. She took Lucas's gray hand in both of hers, her grip warm and certain.
Look at me.
Lucas met her gaze, his own eyes brimming.
You are still ours. Sit down. Dinner's ready.
The words broke him. Lucas bowed his head and sobbed. Ugly, heaving, years of loneliness rushing out like a flood. Jake shuffled forward and wrapped his arms around Lucas in an awkward, fierce hug. Emily's hand found his shoulder, and she squeezed. A thunderous pounding shook the front door. The embrace dissolved into sharp alertness. Heads whipped toward the sound.
Lucas, you are in violation of the VEF Directorate. Release yourself immediately, and the humans will not be harmed.
Tom snatched a baseball bat from the hall closet without a word. His knuckles went white around the grip.
You are not taking him. Not from this house. Not while I am standing.
Sarah strode to the door, phone already pressed to her ear, her voice steady as iron.
I've called the police. You have no jurisdiction here. Leave now or they'll be here in 3 minutes.
They'll kill you. Please, just let me go. I can't be the reason you get hurt.
Number. You are ours. We don't abandon family. Not ever.
The door shuddered again, but Tom stepped forward, bat raised. Emily and Jake flanked him, forming a human wall. The Lynn household had drawn a line in the sand, and they would not cross it, no matter what stood outside. The pounding stopped abruptly. Cale's voice sliced through the door again, cold and measured.
Last chance. Surrender him and no harm comes to you. Resist and we will enter by force.
Emily stepped forward, her phone held high, screen glowing with a live feed. She'd been quiet too long.
I am streaming to a secure cloud. It's already uploaded to 3 newsrooms and a government watchdog. You are on live, alien.
You think your primitive laws protect you. Your world is not even registered in the Accord.
Number. The fact that your council forbids intervention on pre-contact worlds. We're pre-contact, and now, so is your face.
A long silence. The door shuddered once, as if struck by a fist. Then nothing.
He's accessing the Accord protocols. He knows she's right. They can't risk exposure.
This isn't over. You've only delayed the inevitable.
Footsteps retreated down the porch. An engine rumbled to life. Only then did Tom lower the bat, his knuckles still white.
I should go, right now, before they come back. You've risked enough for me.
You are not going anywhere. Sit your gray butt back down.
We just outmaneuvered an alien hit squad, Lucas. You think we're going to fold now?
I am an operative. I was built to be a weapon. I am a danger to everyone I care about.
You are not a weapon. You are a kid who taught us that being different isn't the same as being dangerous.
If you leave, who's gonna beat me at StarCraft? You are the only one who doesn't let me win.
A bitter laugh broke from Emily, then spread to Tom, then Sarah. The tension cracked like ice.
You are all insane.
Welcome to the family, kid. We're all a little insane. It's in the genes or, you know, the chassis.
He let them push him back onto the couch. Sarah draped a blanket over his legs, and for the first time, he didn't feel like a guest. Night fell, and the house grew quiet. Lucas lay staring at the ceiling. Sleep an impossible luxury. He slipped from the blanket and limped to the window. The backyard was bathed in silver moonlight.
Couldn't sleep either, huh?
She handed him a steaming mug. Hot chocolate, the human cure for everything.
My first year here, I thought I'd never fit in, but I did. You will too.
I don't know if I'll ever fit in anywhere. I was designed to be invisible.
You already do, dummy. You are family. Stop overthinking it.
They sat on the back steps, shoulders almost touching, watching the stars. For the first time, Lucas didn't feel like an observer. He was just a kid with his sister drinking hot chocolate. The silence was full, not empty. Somewhere inside, a clock he'd been winding since the day he arrived finally stopped. The next evening, the kitchen filled with the clatter of plates and the scent of reheated casserole. Lucas limped to the table, his gray skin bare under the golden light.
Lucas, pass the potatoes, would you?
He hesitated for half a second, then lifted the bowl. His gray hand, dark nails, skull paint. No one flinched.
You know, we're going to have to get you some real clothes. That hoodie is wearing out.
Can you still do that glowy thing with your eyes? It's so cool.
You mean this?
Jake burst into delighted laughter. The table followed, a chorus of relieved, ordinary amusement.
Okay, that's actually pretty awesome. Way better than my party tricks.
The casserole was mediocre. The plates chipped. The argument from last week, long forgotten. He'd been told humans were dangerous. But in this kitchen, they were just a family that saved a seat for a stranger, no questions asked. After the dishes were stacked, the family drifted to the living room. The television flickered to life, some mindless action movie no one was really watching.
You look tired, Lucas. Just rest. You've earned it.
I am not used to this. Rest without purpose.
Welcome to humanity, kid. We're all useless at 9 p.m. on a Thursday.
He tried to parse the joke, but his brain had no algorithm for this, just the strange warmth spreading through his chest. Jake, already half asleep, slid sideways until his head rested against Lucas's shoulder. A soft, trusting weight.
They chose me, not for a mission, just for this.
The directorate had never given him a reason to smile. This house had given him a dozen in a single evening. The movie ended. No one moved. The credits rolled, but the real story was here, in the quiet weight of belonging. Outside, the night was still, and somewhere in the dark, a car engine, maybe nothing, maybe not, passed the house without slowing. But inside, for now, there was just family. At 2 a.m., Lucas retrieved the communicator from his pack. Its blue glow lit the silent bedroom. He typed a single word, home, and pressed send. Then he set it on the floor and crushed it beneath his heel. The circuitry popped like brittle ice. He limped outside and sat on the back steps. The stars hung indifferent and ancient. Sarah appeared, a mug of tea in each hand, her robe pulled tight against the chill.
You okay?
I think I am more okay than I've ever been.
They sat together in the quiet, watching the stars wheel overhead. The war for Earth would come later. But tonight, a boy had a family. Behind them, the house glowed like an ember. Inside, the kettle was still warm. The Veth Directorate would list Operative 7 as MIA, but Lucas never reported again. Inside, the window glowed gold. Sarah's laughter, Tom telling a bad joke, Jake trying to make Lucas snort milk. Dishes clinked. Emily rolled her eyes but smiled. Lucas tipped his head back and laughed, a genuine, unguarded sound. Outside, the camera pulled back slowly. The kitchen window burned like a defiant fire against the dark. The sounds faded to a gentle hum, the heartbeat of a home that refused to break. In a universe of cold calculations, one family broke the equation, not with weapons, but with an extra chair saved at a crowded dinner table. Not with treaties, but with a plate passed to a slate-gray hand without flinching. Tonight, the war was somewhere else. Here, there was just family, and the window glowed on, gold against the endless, waiting dark. Fade to black.